Hello Internet, you have tuned into the Video Grant, TVG here, and today we're going to do a quick deck tech idea for Inniaz the Gale Force. Jumpstart gave us a lot of really interesting commanders to play around with, and Inniaz is probably my favorite out of the bunch. I think she is really creative, and I think that being able to interact with the board is really fun. She's also able to be built on a cheap budget or a very expensive budget. It all depends on you. So let's take a look at some ideas for her. But first, let's start with Inniaz. Inniaz the Gale Force is a 3 blue legendary creature Djinn, 4/4 stats. She has flying and pay 2 hybrid Azorius mana. Attacking creatures with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn. She also has whenever 3 or more creatures you control with flying attack, each player gains control of a non-land permanent of your choice, controlled by the player to their right. So although the pump effect is really good, and it can help cinch and clear up some games for you, we're mostly going to be built around that second ability. Whenever 3 or more creatures we control attack, we will be rotating things to the right. So our goal for this is to trade some small tokens, usually spirit tokens, for something much larger and more impressive on our opponent's board states. We can also use this to really mess with our opponent's plans. So how are we going to go about doing this? Well, first, we're going to need some friends, so let's start with part 1, Spooky Kooky Beaters. Things like Shacklegeist, Rattlechains, Mausoleum Wanderer, and Nebelgast Herald. Also utility creatures such as Selfish Spirit, and a bunch of lords in Supreme Phantom, Drogskull Captain, and Empyrean Eagle. All of these are spirits, so they synergize well together, and all of them affect our flying creatures. Next on our list is F is for Friends. Again, I talked about we want to use some token strategies, so let's talk about some token synergies. We have things like Twilight Drover, Emeria Angel, Angel of Invention, and Luminous Angel. Although things like Emeria Angel and Angel of Invention do not actually create spirit tokens, they do give us enough flyers and enough trade fodder that we can swap for our opponent's better permanents. Next on our list is It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Filler. These are just going to be generic good spells we can use in our deck, such as Judge's Familiar, Stormscape Familiar, Soul Catcher, and Skycat Sovereign, along with things like Watcher of the Spheres, Jubilant Skybonder, Dawnbreak Reclaimer, and Hanged Executioner. Along with this, we'll have some card draw with Bygone Bishop and Mentor of the Meek, Magus of the Moat to mess with our opponents and give us a little bit of protection. Subjugator Angel I've been really impressed with, because being able to tap down all your opponent's creatures allows us to quickly get in and kill our opponent with our flyers. Next up on the list are the big guns. Because we have access to white and flyers, angels are a great sub-theme to add to our spirits. Things like Angel of Jubilation, Requiem Angel, Sunblast Angel, and Saphira's Sky's Blade give us some big hitters that can quickly end the game. Next, we have Tools of the Trade. These are just going to be our generic filler spells that are going to be good for helping out the deck. You're going to want to run things like Favorable Winds, Intangible Virtue, and Glorious Anthem. Along with that are some great card draw engines in Biden of Thassa, Reconnaissance Mission, and Coastal Piracy. You also get, again, our token creators in things like Spirit Bonds, Spectral Procession, and Field of Souls. And then you have some generic hitters here in Angelic Ascension, which I really like, being able to trade one of our smaller creatures for a 4/4 Angel, or getting rid of one of our opponent's tougher threats, Tormod's Crypt to hit on graveyards, Negate, nice catch-all, and March of Souls is an on-flavor board wipe. Things like Cyclonic Rift, Generous Gift, Marshal's Anthem, and Cathar's Crusade all gives us multiple ways to interact and or quickly kill our opponents. For the lands, I recommend things like Moorland Haunt, just allowing us to recycle our dead creatures for spirits. The Jumpstart Thriving lands are always good, some islands and some plains. Mana bases are hard to build. It all depends basically upon your budget. There are great budget options, or you can just run it with as many basics as you want. And that brings us to the end of this quick deck tech idea. Again, it's not a full deck in this video, though I will have a sample list in the description box down below. Again, Inniaz is great. She's creature focused, she can be budget friendly, she's political, and she encourages a lot of interaction. You will be able to do a lot of debate and agreements at the table, so if you like the kind of political aspect of EDH, I think she is a fantastic option for you. Not to mention, it's always fun to borrow things from your opponents. Anyway, this has been TVG. I hope you've enjoyed. Please let me know down in the comments what you would like to see in Inniaz the Gale Force, and I'll see you next time.